Welcome everyone to the next episode of Impactables with Rishabh. Today we have Vimal, founder of Ready Assist. Welcome.
Hi
Vimal.
Rishabh, thank you for having me. Thank you.
So you are solving a very critical problem, which is roadside assistance. Like in India, when someone has a car breakage or people lose their control during the highway and they're not able to repair it actually. I faced this. My father faced it actually once that we standed entire night and no one came. And then early morning we had to go somewhere, travel via different vehicle, and we need to come. So how big is this problem, and why did you guys started this?
Yeah, so roadside assistance as a space, right? It's definitely large, big, and that's very evident with the way vehicle populations, right? How the population of vehicle in our country is exponentially growing, and it's a part and parcel of any mechanical movement, right? It breaks down. But the point is, do you really have a support when it breaks down? And that's where player like us comes into play to help a customer when the most unfortunate situation of getting stranded in between a road, when you're with your family in a journey. It could be a midnight, it could be a rainy season, it could be at a place which is very isolated. It could create a lot of panic, a lot of discomfort, a lot of convenience issues. This is where company like us comes into play. Now, if you look at when I started Ready Assist, this was ideated in 2015. It was not started as a roadside assistance company, rather it was started as an accidental support service ecosystem, right?
Okay.
I in fact named it as Get Aid initially, right? But then slowly I moved it from there to more of a professional RSA company. And we started with Bangalore, where we initially our idea was to aggregate a lot of mechanics in the city. We connected them through technology. So from day one, I was very clear, I will only do this business through technology.
Okay.
If you look at earlier days in India, when a lot of other MNCs, roadside assistance companies, came into the country, they were all operating out of a table, Excel sheet or something like that, where they had some vendor's mobile number, name, contact details, and then whenever there is a support needed, they just call them, figure out who is available, and then dispatch somebody. Probably if you are lucky as a customer, you get a support faster. Not lucky, then you may never get a support. All these were there. There was no transparency either to a customer or even to the company, whether my service provider will go and do the job, right? But then when I entered this space, I was very clear from day one that I do not want to do the same job. And of course, I come from a very strong technical background, tech background. So we started building technology platform and then integrated them with the service providers. We started with Bangalore. And from day one, I had a very clear belief that for breakdown, towing is not just a solution always. You can actually give a technical solution.
So when you said you started tying up the vendors, so it was only like towing companies, then mechanics might be there, then people who can go on the spot.
Yes.
Because most of the cases what I have seen, we need to tow the vehicle to the mechanic center. Some places I have seen in metro cities at least they come, some people come because we have lot that facility available. But I am talking about tier 2, tier 3 cities beyond, where the roads are dark.
Right.
Most of the places, the highways are dark. In metro cities, highways are not that dark. So you were talking about primary vendors as the towing companies, mechanics, or the people going on spot.
Yeah. So if you look at, you rightly asked, right? In a tier 1, tier 2 cities, there are a lot of availability of skills. I get people who is skilled in performing job in various brands and vehicles. But if you look at tier 2, tier 3 or more rural, right, the skill availability is weaker. Now, because of this, what we end up doing is we actually tow the vehicle to the nearest workshop, which is capable of doing the task. But however, if you look at in the last 3-4 years, we ourselves has trained more than 3,000 mechanics in the EV skills. So if you look at EV skill was one of the least available competency even today in the market, right? So what we did was we created an initiative where we trained these people. So today, even in tier 2, tier 3 cities, for certain brands where we are associated with, you have a fair chance of getting a mechanic who can do the job.
Okay.
And if you look at our ecosystem, we have 11,000 plus mechanics, right? Some of them are trained in, high competency like telematics installations, telematics repair, dash cam installations, reverse camera parking installations, multimedia installations. Some of the mechanics are skilled, very skilled in tire related work, tire replacements, puncture related work. Some of our technicians are very skilled in battery related work. So today we have a large spectrum of people or large batch of people who are mechanics. And we also have a decent 6,000 plus tow truck vendors, tow truck providers who also provide recovery service. So certain premium brands, we don't recommend repairing it, right? We prefer it to be towed to the nearest authorized workshops where they have all the tools and equipments at their disposal to figure out what has really gone wrong to fix it. So I would say we have a big mix of both.
But how does a customer, like for example, if today, like obviously for me, what happens, so if I have a Mahindra car, they give a roadside assistance, they sell something at some amount. So when I purchase a car for my family, so initial 1-2 years they give, 2 years I think, and then they have to renew it. And it worked. I'm not saying it didn't work. Now, for example, after a certain moment of time, people stop taking it. So how someone will know that I need to book via Ready Assist, that this kind of service is available? To whom should I contact? Like, should I contact this Mahindra or any other Maruti Suzuki, or like you will be sending people?
Understood. Yeah. So typically this roadside assistance as a business, right? It's a B2B business most of the time, majorly.
Okay.
So like you rightly said, when you buy a new car, you get a toll-free number and which covers you for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, different schemes. But in the back end, all these services are provided by a company like us, right? Okay. So the OEM partners with a company like us. For Mahindra, it could be somebody else. For another brand, it could be me, right? Then whenever a customer reaches out to that number, it actually lands into us. And then, of course, our service ecosystem gets activated and then you get a service.
Okay, so me as an individual will never know that it is from Ready Assist.
Until or unless my service provider comes near you, you will never get to know. When my service provider comes near you, you get to know because they will have certain branding, like work wear might be mine, the tool bag that they carry would be mine, the tow truck will have my branding. So that's when you get to know, okay, this is the company which is coming to provide the service.
Okay.
But generally, we act more like a white labeled service provider to all the OEMs, not just the OEMs. If you buy an insurance, you get a roadside assistance there. Right? That's also provided by one of the company like us. It's not going to be an insurance company, of course. If you buy, so if you look at today, any of your premium debit card, credit card has a roadside assistance. Some of the companies are doing it very proactively, right? There you would find it. Today, a lot of tire brands are voluntarily coming and saying, I wanted to cover my customers when they buy my tire, though I know my tire will not fail. But in case that vehicle fails and I know they are my customer, I still wanted to help them. So can you give me a subscription package? So generally what happens, all these companies buy a subscription package from us and they in turn offer it as a free service to customers.
Okay.
That's how it works.
I never knew this. I thought that Mahindra people are only coming and picking my car.
No, not generally.
Okay.
Not generally.
So in this whole ecosystem, like it's been 10 years now. So obviously cars are increasing, buses are increasing, everything is increasing. Obviously I will say cars, for example. Now the percentage of people having breakdown is also very, so I used to see the cars model which were in 2005 to 2015, their lifespan was quite huge actually. Nowadays cars lifespan is not that huge. It gets breakdown anywhere it can happen. So in that particular case, over the years, did you saw that the ecosystem got evolved in terms of having mechanics or more number of people joining this ecosystem, helping each other and making it work actually?
See, unfortunately, the roadside assistance or the emergency assistance ecosystem has not evolved a lot compared to the growth of the vehicle, right? But however, the ecosystem has evolved. Look at us. Before we came into the market, this ecosystem was never a tech ecosystem. When we came into the market, we digitalized many things, which brought in transparency, which brought in speed in the service, which brought in a lot of welfare to the vendors. But if you look at today in the country, we have close to 10,000 plus tow trucks. But the country, at the rate which it's growing in the automobile, it needs 30,000 plus tow trucks. So that phenomenally has grown. And also if you look at vendors are somehow not very keen in investing in new infrastructures. If you look at in 5 years back or 6 years back, in 2000, let's say 2018, around that time, pre-COVID, a truck was costing 15-16 lakhs. Fuel was sub 60 rupees range, diesel. Today the truck has gone 25 lakhs. fuel has come close to 90 rupees. 7 years back, we pay 2,500 rupees to a vendor, which he charges. Today, and salary of that time, of course, with all inflation, today the salary has to be higher for a driver. Today, I myself end up paying only 2,200 rupees. I have reduced price while the entire cost of operating for the vendor has increased. Now, this is also making it more non-viable for the vendors. And unfortunately, company like us are also not able to provide a great commercial benefit to our vendors because of competition in the market. And moreover, we also have pressure from other side, right, where we are dependent on generating money. So a lot of effects around that, the economics, which we are all trying to figure out how to sort it, right? So I think there are a lot of scope for this segment to grow.
And there's one thing which I saw on your website. It's like live towing kind of a thing.
Yes.
So what is that? Like I will see the towing or like.
Yes. So like I said, we are technologically very advanced, and probably I would be very proud to say we might be the only company in the overall world to provide a live feed of while your vehicle is getting towed.
Like right? How it will happen?
So the moment you book a service, and our system automatically assigns a nearest vendor to you, and the vendor says, I'm starting to the location to pick the vehicle. The moment it all operates through our app for the vendor. The moment that happens, you get a link in your WhatsApp. You click the link, it opens a page where you can track where the vendors are coming, where the vendor is coming. You can call and talk to the vendor, but number must, right? There also you will see an option to watch it live. So when you click on that, it shows 3 cameras. Outside of the truck view, so you know where exactly he is coming, right? Inside the truck view, is it neat, clean? Is there somebody else accompanying? Is the driver non-drunk, dressed well, all of that? Loading area live feed.
So these cameras are fixed where?
In the vehicle. Cameras are in the vehicle, right? Okay. Fixed in the vehicle. So you get live feed. As soon as the work is done, your work is done, it gets expired. So our next customer will not be able to see. Our next customer work you will not be able to see. So it's managed like that. So your work you will be able to see, watch live till the time the vehicle is dropped.
It is in that scenario where I am not in the location, correct?
Yes.
So suppose it got breakdown and I came home.
Yes.
And
or let's say it got breakdown. You were there till the vehicle is being picked up, but then you have told you drop it in this service center. You are not going along with that. And you just wanted to watch very clearly till your vehicle is being dropped. One. Second, let's assume there is an insurance claim. And as part of the claim, you'll have to validate and give some evidences towards it. These videos can be used, right? From where the vehicle got towed, when the vehicle was getting towed, what was the condition of it, right? And when it was dropped in the service center, what was the condition of it? You can give this as a certifying evidence for your, first notice of loss or whatever you want.
This become a satisfactory point for the owner actually, because exactly. What happened once, like my car, so one of my car actually in family, we didn't drive for 6 months. So the battery got damaged. And then we had to tow it. Now with the tow person, I also got them in the car itself, the tow truck.
Understood.
Because I had that fear in my mind that they will either some scratches will come.
Yeah.
And they will not take the responsibility. They will just take it.
And also, you are sending your 10 lakh aside. So this is what I keep telling, right? Some vehicles has become very personal to us. Right? You buy an Activa by spending 1 lakh, you will keep it for 10 years. And you take care of it so much. But every year you will change an iPhone, right? Which costs more than an Activa. So what it means is an automobile becomes more an asset, very, very close. It gets very closely associated with anybody. And in fact, you would have noticed this also, which is very apart from the topic that we are talking, right? You will share everything that you have. But you feel little bad to share your car with others. You feel little bad to share your vehicle with others to drive, right? We take it very personal. Automobile becomes very personal. You might be sharing something which is worth 5x more than your car, right? You are ready to give it. You will let your friends to use your house as much as they want. But this car becomes very close to you, right? So somehow the automobile becomes a very integral part of people's life. So that could also be a reason where a customer would love watching their vehicle while it is getting towed. Right.
So, and which particular areas this live feature is available, like across?
So right now we have piloted in some of the trucks which are in Bangalore, in Delhi, in Chennai, in Mumbai, Pune, 6-7 cities. Pilot is very successful. Now we are planning to scale it to 1,000 plus trucks, and then maybe in the next 2.5 years we will scale it to 3,000 to 4,000 trucks. That's the whole idea.
That's very
Yeah.
interesting. So, but when we do this, there's a very big gap actually, which I see is like convincing, because these are blue collar workers only. Like generating the trust or building the trust. Like, how did you able to figure out in the initial days?
It's actually very difficult, right? That's a whole, I would say that's a whole strength of this business that we have built, right? Gaining the trust of the vendors or partners. And on top of it, finding the right partner. And when we started, like I said, from day one, we are very clear about going with technology, which is something very, very new for all these vendors. India was just seeing a revolution in the taxi domain at that point of time, where companies were hugely spending money on giving mobile devices to people to adapt to, technology-based taxi operating. But if you look at that, there is a difference between both, right? Mechanics becomes a little more difficult to be handled. So it took a lot of time for us to make them understand. It's very important that you come into the digital ecosystem. It's very important that we all standardize the whole experience to customers. It's very important that you don't worry about raising invoices after your services. You don't worry about running around data entry job after giving a service. You are an expert in providing a flat tire repair. You are an expert in providing a towing service or recovery service. You please do that. Rest all my technology platform will take care. So this is something which took a lot of time to educate or give them awareness. Second, what made us also become closer to them was the payment cycle. So if you look at our onboarding process, is a six-stage process, first of all. Right?
For the vendors, right?
For the vendors.
The mechanicals or the...
Both the vendors, right? Anybody who join us as a vendor will go through a 6-stage process.
But first, will it not be tedious for them actually?
Some of the process is internal to us.
Okay.
Right? Some of the process where they also have to participate. For example, we start with first onboarding of them in the digital platform, which includes collection of documents, right? Which is their PAN, driving license, all of that. Once we have this document, it goes through a police verification, court verification, background check, right? After the background check, they come for a skill test. Before that, a tool test. When I said tool test, there's a video call based, again recorded, because I have to operate pan India. We have operations across 19,000 pin codes in the country. I cannot put 19,000 people everywhere to go and validate. So we have a central team whose job is to make sure that they do a video call. Before that, there will be a call which goes to the vendor saying that, sir, my QC team is going to call you today on a video call. This is the link you will have to join. And they are going to ask you to show the tools that you use for performing this job. If it's a tow truck, they have to show the trolley, winch operating, how do you tow, all of that. If it's a puncture mechanic, they have to show the tools that you have and make an arrangement of a tire, remove the tire, show all of this. This gets recorded also in the profile. And once we check the tools, then we ask them to do the skill test. The skill test is where they show operating this. Initially is to show what tools they have. If my team identifies you don't have the right tool, or you have the tool which can break, low quality, then we recommend, sir, first you get all these tools, only then you can get onboarded. Once they come back and saying, yes, I have all the tools, then we do the skill test, perform the task through that. Then we have a mandatory training. This mandatory training is more of how to use the app, how to behave when a customer has really broken down. Now this customer could be, like you rightly said, you might be a customer who has bought a 30 lakh car and it broke down the second day, right? Your expectations are all shattered. On top of it, you will be in an aggressive position. And we are the one who is representing a brand.
Correct.
Right? So my mechanic also need to know how to behave there rightly with the customer. Right? And also make them feel happy, comfortable, confident that yes, my vehicle will be taken care. So this is very important. This is a part of training. And then, of course, usage of the app. We will have to train them how to use app. What you do here, what you get out of that. All the training goes there. And then we give a trial work. And basis on that, they get their profile activated and then they end up doing the job. So this process itself is a little longer, but then it makes vendor seriousness very, very clear, right? We get vendors who are very serious to do the job after going through all of this. So these are the processes which we did. And
so these are independent vendors or like obviously like certified only, they will work with you only?
Okay. Now in India, again, finding more certified service providers are not that easy.
Correct. That's what.
So these are independent vendors. These are independent mechanics. These are workshops which has mechanics.
Okay.
These are owners who has more tow trucks. We have owners which has only one tow truck. He himself is a driver. We have owner who has 30 tow trucks. He has a lot of drivers. We have a workshop who has 10 mechanics. We have one guy who is a mechanic. Right? We have all this
All kind of categories.
Yeah. But whether they have a certification, even if you bring one of the toppest certification, they go through our process. Only if we certify, you get to work. Right? That's very clear with us.
And whenever some kind of a thing happens in the nearby location, so they get a notification, I believe.
Yes.
The
So we have
nearest
three
one.
mechanisms, right? One, of course, similar broadcasting. Whomever is matched. Unlike other matching, for example, if it is a food delivery, all you have to match is who is the nearest guy, free, match, send.
Correct.
But here, if it is a tubeless vehicle, and if it is a car, and if it is a Skoda, or if it is an Audi, or if it is some other Porsche, or any other brand, I need to know you are capable of working on that. And if it is battery related, then I need to know that you are capable of working in battery, and you have that required tools to do that. Okay. So the matchmaking itself is an art in this domain, right? And we have built that algorithm, which does more than 60, 70 parameters validation before matchmaking somebody, and then it assigns the task to that particular person, and then they acknowledge.
And in how much time does it happen, like in an average time that this?
See, identification of a service provider happens within minutes.
Okay.
But then after that, say for example, we have two kind of job orders, right? One is instant, another is scheduled. Instant is you are in a problem, you are requesting, you need a support. Generally within tier 1 cities, we reach in 30 minutes.
Okay.
If it is a breakdown assistance, which is ROS, we call it as repair on spot, ROS.
Okay.
If it is a towing, maximum is 60 minutes. There are few cases which could go here and there, but generally 95% of the time in tier 1 cities, not even tier 1, tier 2, 15 plus cities in the country, we reach within 30 minutes, right? Even across other places in the country, we reach within 60 minutes. Rare cases, which are in a very remote area, or my one available vendor in that area is occupied in some other work because of which we have little more. And this could be regions where the work order is rare. Rarely get some issues in that region. Then you have limited skills available. Only then it could be a little delayed, but otherwise we are on time.
The way you explained, for you now it sounds very easy, but for me I'm finding it very difficult to operate because blue collar, dealing with blue collar itself is a very difficult job as a whole, because I operated in grey collar segment. I never touched this segment because I know it's very ops heavy. So how do you manage the operations internally? Because then the first question comes in your mind that you will have thousands of people managing this.
Yes.
So then how do you make it optimized so that you will have, say suppose 500,000 people still managing, say suppose 20,000 people across?
Right.
How do you manage this?
So the beauty here is we manage 11,000 plus people with 100 plus people, right? And that itself is very disproportionate if you look at the number. But this is possible because of the tech features that we have. We have built a beautiful, very advanced intelligence-based artificial intelligence, what we tell today, but we have built even intelligence to the system even before AI world came into full speed, right? So we have systems where let's assume there is thousands of work going on and everything is going as expected, right? How do you say everything is going as expected? Somebody is watching it, right? When you watch and when you know things are going right, it's as expected. But while watching, if something is not going as expected, is when you flag and you wanted to work on it. So this watching is done by our system. Our system keeps watching every job order and figure out whether the right guy is going. If he starts now, will he reach on time? If he do not start now, how long it will be delayed? Did he start? Did he start and moving in wrong direction? All this is watched by our internal agents, which are tech agents, AI agents.
Okay.
The moment it finds something is not going right, which means a job order at 5 o'clock, somebody has to attend a customer at Whitefield, and unfortunately that's a rare skill he is getting from HSR, which means you need to have 1.5 hour margin. So which means he has to start by 3:30. But at 3:45 he has still not started. Out of all the orders, services that I do, only this order I know is going to be delayed. This pops up in our TV. So we have a big command center which is running in TV, right? That pops up in TV. Only those particular cases my team has to address. Rest all cases, for example, the same Whitefield case, the mechanic actually started at 3:30, he is moving, system is calculating and it knows he will reach. Then it doesn't pop up. You don't even have to put your attention.
Then you need to call the, you will call the
You
person.
don't have to do anything, right? Rest is all system takes care.
But the person who is delayed, you will call them.
Yes. If a person gets delayed, we try reaching out manually. And if he is not reachable, we immediately reassign to another service provider. That's how the system works.
But whatever tech we build, but there are few locations in India where network doesn't come.
Yes.
Like we go to forest areas
Right.
or
Leh Ladakh.
And all
Yes,
these places.
yes.
So in these places, mostly we don't have networks.
Yes.
Like probability of getting my car breakdown, because in forest areas also we have a
Yes.
lot of like pit holes,
Yes, yes.
and over there my car might break down. So in those particular cases, how do we contact the people actually? Like any system mechanisms are there in order to reach out actually?
So this is a big challenge, right? I think we as a company, I do not know, do I have the ability to fix this? But for example, if you are in a place where there is no network, I have no way to know that you are in a trouble. So some way you have to reach out to me. Once you reach out to me, then only I know you have a problem. And then only I know where you are exactly located. So that's the first problem to be addressed. So if you look at even in India today, some of the places, but India as a country in largely have coverage in 90% of the region, one or the other SIM, right? So it is very limited, but there are still places where you don't have network. Now, how do people reach out in those kind of emergencies? It's only a satellite technology which has to come in. Or today I also read something where Apple have a mechanism which connects to nearby Apple devices, and they have a SOS mechanism which is built. But some of these are not very effectively utilized or not been very effectively implemented, right? So this challenge will be there. But as long as we get to know where you are, and if you are our customer, we will go to any extent to make sure the support comes to you, right? Even if it is very, very non-reachable location, we get to that place and reach. We do hundreds of cases in the Himalayan region, right? Leh Ladakh. Recently, we had a very interesting case where a customer was stranded who was not even our customer, one of our competitor customer. But then we got the request to help. We were able to mobilize, we were able to help.
Okay, that request went to two different vendor kind of.
Correct. So we were able to manage and give the support. And there were situations where one of our customer got stranded in Spiti Valley when it was very snowy time. Nobody is allowed, right? No civilian is allowed, no support system is allowed. Only army has a control to do it. We tried reaching out to different departments, get this information to the right people, right? Help them get supported. Though we couldn't do anything directly, but we at least tried making sure that our customers doesn't get stranded. So what I mean is, if at all we get the information that one of our customers is stranded, we put all our effort to make sure they are mobilized from there. But there are still loopholes, gray areas where we may not be able to really help.
See, that will be there. It's
Yes.
like always as we scale, as we grow, when we operate in such a big scale, that loopholes and gray areas will be there. But removing that or ignoring that for now, there will be one or two instances in your life which you felt that this thing which I am doing, it is satisfying me. Because for me, what happened when some person sitting in a tier 4 city says that I have earned say about 1,000 rupees from your app, it makes me feel happy, because at least that person directly doesn't know me,
Yes.
but somewhere he wrote this.
Yes. Yes.
So that particular moment you must have seen it. That's one satisfactory moment, one or two which you remember.
Not one, many actually, in fact, right? So one such very interesting, first very satisfactory moment was when a foreigner wrote, I never thought India can have such a good emergency assistance available, in her LinkedIn, and he tagged us, right, after our mechanic went and did the job. That felt very proud, right? One of, from some developed nation, somebody's in India, got a breakdown, and she reached out to us. We were able to give faster service, and our mechanic really well behaved, nicely groomed. So she was extremely happy to do that picture post and all of that. That was one very good incident happened. There was another situation where a lady nurse, it was a bandh in a city, and she got a flat tire. She can't leave the two-wheeler there, which was her only earning she has bought. And she can't walk also. There was no taxi, anything available. Now, if she leave the two-wheeler, she doesn't know will somebody damage it because it's a bandh time. So we were able to go help make her mobilize. She felt very thankful. She said, either I would have lost my savings, which I bought this bike, or I would have lost life. I do not know. But you guys came in very prompt, helped, all of that. There was a situation where it was in Silkboard flyover, one of my known person, but still, after taking our service, he got overwhelmed. He was like, Vimal, the vehicles were going so fast. Midnight, I was with my family in my car. I do not know who will come and slam on us. Right? I called you guys. You came, quickly fixed it. I was able to move from there.
The newly made flyover.
This not newly, the old one, right? The highway it was.
Highway one, okay.
So that was another great feedback. Some of our mechanics today, another beautiful part of it, makes more than 60,000 a month, right? And they have not invested a single rupee in a workshop. They have not invested in any skill upskillment, which we were doing, right? So they are making decent money of 65,000 rupees a month, which makes us feel very, very happy. And on top of it, we have given a lot of our mechanics goodies, which are refrigerators, water purifiers, those kind of items, which they earn themselves by doing job with us. So these are all things which we feel very, very happy about. And more than all of this, we are the only company who has a tech platform which is capable of doing instant payment to our vendors. You do the job, you take the money, right? So these
That
are
is more
some things which
important
we-
because
yeah.
then only we are able to sustain for longer.
Yes, yes. And these are something which we feel very proud about, in fact, doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But any scenario which you remember which just shocked you, like any situation where you reached to recover, or like they went for assistance, which you might came across, and which is a very disheartening kind of a situation. And but obviously assistance reached.
Yeah, I would say a lot of accidental recovery we have done, right? A lot of accidental, post-accidental support. Of course, it's all very disheartening, any accident, in fact. There are life losses, where we have seen while going for assistance. There was one interesting assistance which we did for an insurance company. The vehicle has to be towed, but the vehicle was inside a river. Right now, how do you, the tow truck guy went, right? But how do you tow the vehicle now? So you need swimmers.
Correct.
So we need to arrange swimmers who will take the chain to
And
the
will-
vehicle, hook it in the
will-
vehicle. So it was very interesting task altogether. But yeah, it's not that easy to perform.
But this one was via insurance company.
That customer was an insurance
Okay.
right customer, but we were the service provider for roadside assistance.
Got it.
So we did that kind of task. But there were other incidents where, mainly post-accident scenarios, we feel bad, sad. We also know this could have been avoided by looking at the situation, but the incident could have has happened already. But otherwise, I think not much to it.
What things will it take, like, to build this more ecosystem more robust, actually? Because we have seen this everything for 10 years, you have seen, and now going forward 5-10 years, because now AI is there, technology is there, people is there, people are skillful. What one thing will take in order to make it more closer so that this can decrease, actually? Obviously assistance will be required, but the probability of getting assistance quickly, people not getting stranded in any random places, can be decreased.
See, first of all, I strongly believe India is a large country with a lot of different topography, geography, right? The country has a good scope of domestic tourism. What it means, if a family drive from Bangalore to the nearest place, whichever the tourist spot, the whole economy changes. Even if you look at our Prime Minister said one thing very clearly, right? If all our people does certain number of domestic trips a year, our country's tourism will grow like anything, right? We don't even have to depend on foreign tourists to come here. But even to that, you need a belief that with my family, I can drive in this country, anytime. If there is a problem while I'm on the road, somebody is there behind me always. That belief has to come to people first. So now to do that, there are a lot of ecosystem development needed, which could be number of people who wanted to do this as a business. The payment that I do to a vendor makes them happy and ready to do certain risky jobs at night, right? During rainy season, even the hottest summer, they have to come and stand on the road and give the service. So there should be incentivizing, which is a little more heavier. Today, if you look at, like I said, we are trying to reduce or squeeze our vendors' payment because we also have limitations in the way we pay. So I always keep thinking, government should come up with a scheme saying that 1%, 2% of the vehicle cost is mandated to pay to one of the RSA companies, where they are accountable to help a customer for the next 5 years.
Okay.
Now there are a lot of money. When there are a lot of money flowing, because the moment there are RSA companies which are, again, I would say government should form a panel which qualifies which all company can be an RSA company. Not any company can become an RSA company, right? Validate them thoroughly. Right? Do a thorough audit whether this guy has the technology, network, infrastructure, competency to be an RSA company. When you certify somebody as an RSA company, now one of this RSA companies should only get this business, which is OEM 1% of the sale value of that particular vehicle to come to one of this company, and you are mandated to provide 5 years of assistance to the customer. Now there you can also set strict norms. This place beyond 30 minutes penalty, beyond 60 minutes penalty. The moment that happens, the companies will also jump in to invest. And since government mandated revenue is being realized, you will have a lot of foreign companies who wanted to invest in the ecosystem, because my India, let's say, for example, if your industry is 1 lakh crore, 1% of that's a big money, right? Now people knows that there is a big money in the space. You invest in infrastructure to qualify to be an RSI company, so the whole ecosystem grows. I think it's more to do with the policy changing. Otherwise, what happens? This fight against commercial negotiations, right, will never stop, and it's going to kill the ecosystem, which we already see today. Nobody wanted to. So one thing which is very evident, if you look at our tow trucks and you look at tow trucks of other countries, there's a big difference.
Big difference is there,
right? That's mainly because there is no money for our poor vendor to maintain it or beautify it. They are just doing to meet their daily expenses, or they are struggling today. So until or unless the domain in that segment has money, the next chain will not make money.
Exactly.
Right.
Very interesting. And this is one thing which everyone faced. I also faced, and anywhere and everywhere, not even faced directly, but indirectly people has faced. And the thing which you guys have initiated, I hope that this will become more and more robust down the line. And with this, thank you so much, Vimal, for joining in.
Thank you.
And it was great talking to you.
Thank you, Rishabh. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.